Riola Sardo is an Italian circuit, but it's not your typical hard-packed terrain. It's deep sand. We're pretty much on the beach. And Michele Rinaldi, the first ever Italian motocross world champion, once said that the best thing you can do in the sand is to play with a bucket and a spade.
The first race was a little bit tough because I was really sick and I really started feeling that, especially after time practice. In free practice I didn't really care what result I would come out, but in time practice of course I wanted to have pole position for the race. So yeah, I tried to get a good lap and then I had a really good one and then I had to break it off because of yellow flags. So I was, even though I was sick, quite confident and yeah, I knew that the track was going to be rough but not too rough yet. So I was excited and hoping for a good start, and that's what I ended up doing.
Coming into Riola Sardo, the opening round of the Women's Motocross World Championship, all eyes on Lotte van Drunen, the defending champion. And of course, just before we arrived there was the announcement on social from Courtney Duncan, the four-time champion, that she would not be lining up due to health issues. And of course, at the moment, no time frame put on the Kiwis' return. Outside of that, we've got Daniela Guillen, one of the main protagonists last year, of course, Lynn Volk. She's going to be hot to trot this year as well, especially kicking off the championship in the sand at Riola. So it was always going to be interesting to see how this one would play out. Light racing 15-second board up for the first time in 2025. WMX Race 1, 20 minutes plus 2 laps. Some nervous anticipation for this first gate drop. Some riders have had pre-season races, national championships, and some haven't. Gate drop now, where it's a clean getaway as we charge down in the first turn. Everybody looks like they're safely through. And then, as I say that, a couple of riders go down at the back. But who is it that leads the way at the first time of asking? Shana van der Vlist leading the way. Volk getting alongside Verstappen. May have just found a way past, hold this position. She has, snuck up the inside. Volk now up into fourth place. And Daniela Guillen into the final turn. Van Drunen goes inside, tries to make a move for the lead. Guillen will get the distance and will move into second. It's a long way round. Guillen up to second. Daniela Guillen again lunging for the inside, but that line is going to not pay off, is it? Or does it? Yes, it does. I thought the back marker was going to interfere with play, and all of a sudden Guillen from second to first didn't look like it was going to be possible. We got a new leader on lap 5. Into second position, Van Drunen. Now, going to go after Guyen. And Drunen on the prowl. A lap ago, Guyen would have seen around about 2.5, 3 seconds. Oh! She throws it away in spectacular fashion. Catches her on the takeoff.
Well, right before Daniela crashed, I started pushing because I wanted to pass her. And then I was at the waves and I already saw it going wrong on the takeoff. So I brake immediately because I was a little bit shocked. And then, yeah, I just rode my own race from there. Of course, you keep in mind, like the next couple laps, don't do the same thing. But yeah, I was in a quite confident lead.
So race 1 was a classic showdown between Lotte van Drunen and Daniela Guyen. The Dutch girl was catching the Spaniard, and then the Spaniard on the gas, she threw it away spectacularly. Took a while to pick herself up, and eventually when she did, she only made it back as far as 10th, I believe. So from that basis, it was a massive advantage to Lotte, who went on to cruise to victory in the first race. Gates drop, and it's a clean getaway for almost everybody. And once again, Shana van der Vliet, she's got Lynn Volk up the inside of her this time around, though, and it's going to be Volk and Van Drunen who lead the way. Van der Vliet in 3rd place. But there's still room for error. We've got yellows here. Is that one of our leaders? Yes, it's Volk. Volk down, out of the lead. Lotte van Drunen not close enough at the moment, but coming over the liquid moly jump any moment now. Looking to go the long way round here. The momentum carries the Spaniard alongside the Italian. She's still got work to do here. Montanesi knows she's there, can't do anything about it though, but we've got a back marker right there as well. And Guyen squeezes past. And Montanesi's gone down. Did she go down on her own, or was she given a little nudge? But this is the battle for the lead. No longer 1.8 or 1.4. They hit the intermediate sector now. It's less than a second. 6/10. Van der Vliet knows she's got her hands full. Doesn't even need to look to the outside to see that she's got company. She'll see the flash of blue, can't do anything about it, and Lotte van Drunen takes over the lead. And the Queen of Sand eyeing up a double moto victory here with a couple of minutes to go. But she hangs on and she makes it a double race win here in the opening round. Lynn Volk, 3rd overall for Van Rooij KTM. Van der Vliet, her first podium since she won here in 2022, 2nd overall this weekend. Lotte van Drunen though, on the top step. She took 3 wins on the way to the championship last year. She gets off to the perfect start here in Sardinia.
We are right at the bottom of the circuit here at Riola Sardo, kind of where the sand is at its deepest. And I'm just looking at this section of the track because it's not a highlight, there's no big jumps here as such, but it is a technical section that really can separate them on the track. So you have got there this corner. Coming to the inside, you've got the braking bumps are bigger on the inside because you're going slower and more riders also use it. But blasting around the outside will allow you to carry more pace and give you more speed over this. Even then, if they land short, which can happen and happens a lot, if they land short, then they've really got to crank the throttle and they try and jump to the next bump, which is right on the apex of the corner. So this is the combination of the technical section here where they really have to launch it, and you can see just how deep it is here and how much it changes.
It just seems so hectic in MX2 at the moment, in a good way. But one thing's for sure, Kai de Wolf knows that we've got a series of hard-packed tracks coming up on the calendar, and he really wants to profit as much as he can right now, score those points in the sand, and get ahead of his championship rivals early on.
Everts takes his place behind the grid. Will he be the red plate holder come the end of the day? Timo Langenfelder, winner of the qualifying race on Saturday, goes to the line on pole position ahead of Everts and Sasha Coonan. defending champion Kai de Wolf dropped to third in the overall standings after a difficult round 3 in France. He'll be hoping to leave here with the red plate again, reattached to his Nissan Husqvarna. And that's the view down into that first turn. Very heavy when they get to that braking zone as well. The Fly Racing 15-second border for the first time today. 30 minutes plus 2, MX2 Race 1 here at Riola Sardo, the MXGP of Sardinia. Liam Evans, the championship leader, by 2 points over Langenfelder with de Wolf. 7 points further back. Who will it be that grabs that all-important foxhole shot here in race 1? All the gates drop evenly. Sasha Kuhn and Braceras getting snagged there on the run down the start straight, but Beneston goes down, Sankey goes down as well. Sasha Kuhn with the foxhole shot, his 3rd of the season. McClellan up to 3rd, he's found his way past Adamo. He goes for the option around the outside again. Side by side like he was a lap ago, and hops his way through, hanging off the back of the machine again. This time de Wolf does find his way past and into the lead on lap 13. You know there's going to be comeback here though from Kuhn. In MX2, one rider who is constantly on everybody's radar is Sasha Kuhn. And we saw it again in Riola through the free practice, the time practice, and in the races as well. His speed in 2025 is absolutely electrifying. The only problem is he can't keep it on 2 wheels, and that has been his Achilles heel so far this year. Kuhn's down, crashes down again. Just pushing too hard. Will cross the line. He will win race 1. MX2 race 2, 30 minutes plus 2 laps. Just moments away from getting underway here. The conclusion of this MXGP of Sardinia in the 250 class. Fly Racing 15-second border for the final time this weekend here in Riola Sardo. 5-second more turns, 30 minutes plus 2. Who's it going to be that grabs that all-important foxhole shot? Everybody cleanly away. Apart from a bit of bar banging, Sasha Kuhn involved in that, so too the 4 of Elsinger, I think. And it's Adamo who hits the foxhole shot line for the first time this year. What a move that was. De Wolf breezes around the outside. Adamo didn't even know he was there. We've got a new leader on lap 4. Another rider who looked impressive in Riola Sardo was former world champion Andrea Adamo. Sand, admittedly by his own sort of standards, is not his favourite surface, but you wouldn't have thought that having watched him race this weekend in Riola Sardo. The second race he led early until Kai de Wolf came flying around the outside, and when de Wolf made a mistake. This is de Wolf, and that's where he ran wide on the run into turn 2. That's what cost him the lead. You see he's been on his head as well. He picked up the baton with both hands and ran with it right the way until about 3 corners to go, when he was cruelly denied victory by De Wolf.
And he does take the lead. Oh, final lap, 3 corners to go. Yeah, looks back, shakes his head and says yes. Out of the final turn, relief for De Wolf. He goes 1-1 here for the first time in 2025. Puts the phone down. That's all he wrote. He will head to round 5.
Kai De Wolf crossed the line, and you could tell immediately that he knew it was the 10th Grand Prix win of his career. He was really celebrating that milestone to get to this 10th Grand Prix win, and that was so great to see him celebrate that.
Third overall this weekend, Red Bull KTM Factory Racing's Andrea Adamo. Second overall, welcome back to the podium, Camden. Camden McClellan, Monster Energy Triumph Racing. Kai De Wolf, Nissan Husqvarna Factory Racing on the top step. Congratulations to Nissan Husqvarna Factory Racing, who retain the red plate, but it goes from Liam Evans' machine back to Kai De Wolf's.
What? Oh. We can do a race with Stella.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Here.
We can do a sprint. Pronta, Stella?
What am I supposed to do? Be like the little flag girls? Ready, set, go.
Pronta. Call her.
Stella, 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 Stella.
Brava, Stella.
Tongue. Stella, Stella, Stella. Yeah. Hey.
How to make a dog happy with just a stick. You know what we should have brought? The big dinosaur we have home. The costume. And then one guy jumped out from the bush with the costume of the dinosaur. Basta. Un po' di acquetta. Un'acquetta. Premietto. With the tongue out like this, that's me after second model on Sunday. Being back with Fantic, for me, it's really good. And the nicest thing was when I went to the factory of Fantic, all the guys that we test together when I was 1 to 5, they're still there. So this is really great. And I felt back home, and we are doing a really great job with all the team and the Fantic guys for sure. And I think this is why we are so early, so good already this season. Yeah, let's say MXGP class, you feel how much experience the guys have compared to MX2. I mean, MX2 guys are fast, but MXGP is difficult because they really know, also when you try to pass them, they really know where you are. So the difference is there. So having some races last year, like more than half championship under my belt, helped me a lot to change a bit my mind going into this season, and also the way I train, let's say. So I've got a tattoo, it was before the 2023 season, because yeah, in the 2022 I've gone through a lot, and yeah, I think I'm a resilient guy. I have the grateful as well. And that's because I see a lot going on in the world. Let's say a lot of people, a lot of kids don't have like even the chance to do what we are doing today, and even being right here, right now. So I'm grateful that I have this opportunity to be here, and yeah, that's why I put it on my body. Also because yeah, I won't waste this time here, and that's why.
Andrea Bonacorsi is starting his first full MXGP season back on a Fantic, where he wrapped up his EMX 125 title, and he's just looking more comfortable, more relaxed, more happy, and that podium The first ever Fantic podium in Kozar with his teammate Glenn Koldenoff, that was a big moment for him because it shows that he has the speed, he's gaining in confidence, and he now believes in himself. And I believe watch this space with him because Andrea's just getting started.
Jeremy Seawer, after hitting the gate yesterday, coming away with a foxhole shot here in race 1. Lucas Coonan looking for a way through though towards the end of this first unofficial lap. Seawer knows is there. Coonan goes to the outside. He may lead here on the exit of the final turn. Not quite, but he does get around the outside of Seawer to lead here. Coonan leads, Seawer second, Hordmo third.
At one point in MXGP Race 1, we saw 4 out of the top 5 riders, all relatively new to the class, either in their first or second year. You had Coonan, you had Bonacorsi, Gifting, Hawkmo was in there as well. This really highlights that we've got that new generation of riders starting to come through. And I believe we're going to see that a lot more sooner rather than later.
Lucas Coonan, when he won his qualifying race in France 2 weeks ago, round 3, he celebrated as if he'd won the Grand Prix. But that was, inverted commas, just a qualifying race to some. But for Lucas Coonan, it was a coming of age where he won in the toughest class of all on the world stage. To come away with a victory here in race 1 will show how steep that learning curve has been and how quickly he learned. Lucas Coonan, Red Bull KTM Factory Racing, out of the final turn, wins race 1 here, and that is a big win for the Belgian. Finally, he gets a full 25 points. Lucas Coonan is joining the party.
Yeah, like I was a bit frustrated because if I knew if I would pass Glenn, I could go for Lucas because I felt really strong that model and also really fast. So the thing is that, yeah, first of all was Glenn. Yeah, he's like, I think the most experienced guy out there almost in the GP. And then he's also my teammate, so I had couple opportunities that I could go for it, but then that I think goes through a bit through my mind. Okay, I don't want to put down really my teammate, you know. We have respect for each other, so if it was somebody else, for sure I would have gone for it. But third place for that model was great for me.
Fly Racing 15-second border for the final time this weekend here. MXGP Race 2, the MXGP of Sardinia. It's an all-important foxhole shot. Race 1, it was Jeremy Seawer. These two in gates 1 and 2, nearest to us. Seawer again. Sweeps across, Coonan goes down. He catches the bank. Geiser's gone down with him, I think. No, he hasn't. He stays up. Oh. So a lot of work to do for your winner from race 1 then. Is that Jeffrey Hurlings? Did I say Jeffrey Hurlings? Third place on the Red Bull KTM. Back to action this weekend. He's not race fit, he's not race ready. He's had no gate drops, apart from the qualifying race on Saturday and race 1 earlier today. Arm pump in race 1 as well, or in the quali race. And here he is, challenging, and Hurlings leads on lap 1 here at round 4, his first race back.
So after that first race win, Lucas Coonan would have been knowing that a Grand Prix win was on the cards, his first Grand Prix win in the Premier class. But it all went wrong there in the first corner. He then had to charge through the pack. Sadly, just jumped that little bit too close to Jeremy Seawer, messed himself up on landing, resulting in a big crash. So that was so unfortunate. And then he crashed further on in the lap as well. So that really put paid to his race entirely. So it is another 0 score, which really does not help Lucas Coonan in his championship prospects moving forward.
I train and I race to win, not to be there and say, okay, top 10 was good enough. I will never be like that. But in the same time, I also want to enjoy and improve weekend by weekend, and also I don't want to put that pressure on myself, that saying that if it wasn't a podium, you know, wasn't great enough. It was really great for me, but no podium, but still I did a really good race. So that for me was even better almost than the podium that I did in Kozar. So yeah, we keep going from there.
In MXGP, Tim Geiser is the runaway championship leader at the moment, but Romain Febvre is doing a great job of trying to keep the Slovenian in check, and we saw that in Riola. Fantastic race win in the second race to reduce the gap. Yes, it's around about 34, 35 points as we leave round 4, but he's kind of flexed his muscles. First win in a long time for Romain Febvre, so he'll come away from there. Again, sand, maybe not his strongest suit, but it's also not his worst. He's won GPs in Lommel, he's taken race wins in deep sand tracks as well. So Romain Febvre did a great job just letting everybody know, especially Tim Geiser, that he's here to compete for that championship. So it'll be interesting to see how that unfolds moving forward.
Nei confronti di Tim Geiser, un campo da spettacolo